Good morning, guys. I wanted to touch base on a few things, share a little bit of my heart, and just talk about what's in my head right now. I've noticed that through the years in my life, I've always been a very different duck. I've never really understood humanity. I was very much a loner. I never did what other people did. Even when I transitioned back in 2003, there was very few, maybe five individuals that had a website and spoke about transitioning. And you know, I was never the kind of person that was into fads and wore brand names and very never really cared much about being with the in crowd. And I've always been ahead of my time. Like, I'll say something and everybody kind of goes against it, but then you'll find out 10 years later everybody like is all gung ho about it, and they're the ones that invented it and all that stuff. But in saying that, I know that I've been all over the place with my thoughts, my opinion, my beliefs, my views, you know, and I find that to be incredibly healthy. Because if you hold on to something and you can't be flexible, that literally hurts you. It's good to change your mind, to grow, to evolve. There are individuals that are like pit bulls. They'll grab onto something, they'll bite down and won't let go. I'm not that way. You know, I have very strong beliefs, and when I believe at the moment, I truly believe in what I'm believing. Doesn't mean I'm not going to change my mind or sway a certain way. Not because other people sway me, because I'm a truth seeker. I've always been a truth seeker from a very young age. And when I pick through the rocks and try to find clues and informations, I don't throw it away. If I believe in something and then something else comes along and it does not align with the prior belief, then I'll change my mind. The difference between you guys and me is that I'm public, and I will, every change that I've ever done, I put it out here. I've had a YouTube channel since 2006 when it first opened up. There's videos on this channel since 2006 if you dig deep. And I've changed my mind many of times. And I don't regret any of that. I'm not going to apologize for changing my mind or for believing one thing one minute and then changing it the next. It's part of evolving. It's part of growth. It's part of being human. This day and age, everybody wants to cancel everybody when they don't agree with the status quo. I'm never going to agree with the status quo because that's hive minds. That's pre-programmed. That's stuff that's being put into your heads, and we all fall for it. I've fallen for it. I'm not saying that I haven't fallen for stuff. I mean, I'm human. We all are. So just if you take a look at this channel and go back from 2006, go back to some of the documentaries and TV appearances that I've been on, and how I used to wave the flag and I believed in the trans agenda or the trans narrative back then. I don't anymore. I don't. I think that this is just another thing that humans do to cope, to try to heal, to try to understand themselves. That's what humans do. And after a while, you find it doesn't work for you, and then you go on to something else. There's nothing wrong with that. And people shouldn't silence people or shouldn't be afraid to be associated with people that have different views. I feel bad for you if that's the kind of person you are. You only want to hang around the same type of person than you, the same mentality, the same beliefs. It's good to have a combination of friends and think differently and have healthy debates. That's what it's all about. That's what transition radio has been all about. I once waved the flag. I no longer wave the flag. I see other deeper issues with this. I mean, this body right here, doesn't matter what we do with it. We could add a unicorn in our head and sew something on our face. That doesn't make us any different. It's just, it's just an external thing. I believe that there are deep-rooted issues that we all face. And this is why we act out, just like children act out. I believe a lot of us are still very immature. We're still growing and evolving and changing. And it's okay to voice these changes, these opinions, these beliefs, because we learn from one another. If you just stay in your own little cave and don't want to hear any other voices but your own, you're not going to grow. You're going to get bitter. You're going to age. You're going to just, ruminating in your head and worrying about how you look and how other people perceive you. And I truly believe that's what this transcendence really is all about. Shame of being same-sex attracted. There's a lot of wanting to look a certain way. It's not about thinking you're born in the wrong body. No, you want to create a different persona, a different personality. And all you do is obsess about your looks. I mean, if you're really truthful with yourself and you really look deep into what it is that you're doing, you're going to understand that that's what it is a lot of it is based on validation and vanity. The thing is, there's an old saying in Spanish, you spit up, the spit's going to come right back in your face. Because all this vanity doesn't last forever. All this, you can't keep that young youth looking beautiful, and then you're feeding into stereotypes. I know I did. It was all about the muscles and getting big and creating this Mark Angelo persona to run away from the really deep, hurtful issues that I was dealing with. I created Mark as my self-defense mechanism. I grew up in a very dysfunctional household, sexually molested, all sorts of different deep-rooted issues that we try to run away from by creating this persona. Kid yourself now. You could say, well, I knew since I was 3 years old. 3 years old don't remember a thing. We create these memories. We do these things to try to justify and put things into neat little boxes. We're neurodivergent. We have deep issues. And that's okay. It's okay to understand that. It's okay to try to work through those issues. But this whole medicalization and what we're trying to recruit children and trying to brainwash parents believing that they're going to lose their kids if they don't allow their kids to transition. Little 4, 5, 6-year-olds don't know anything, and even teenagers don't know anything. Your brain doesn't get fully developed till you're over 25, and some people take even longer. I said back in 2015 there was going to be a slew of detransitioners. A slew. Search back to the 2015 videos when I first detransitioned, because I knew that once people realize what it is that they've done and how bad of a coping mechanism this is, you're gonna, if as long as you remove that veil and those filters and be truthful with yourself, instead of holding on and waving a flag and being part of an agenda, you're gonna realize the truth. It might take you 5, 10, 15, 20 years, but you will realize the truth. Now, does that mean that everybody that realizes the truth is going to detransition? No, of course not. Detransition looks different for everyone, because it's very hard after 20 years plus of male hormones to return back to your original state. I know. I've tried it 6 times. It doesn't work. And call it, vanity. I make an ugly woman now, and I don't want to walk around as an ugly woman. I just, and not just ugly, it's just even whatever I try, the voice is never going to go down. I'm not a 20-year-old or a 25-year-old who detransitioned and still has hair growth and still, is able to present as a female. I can't do that anymore. I've already damaged my life enough. I've already been through enough. I've already been hurt enough growing up in this dysfunctional household and all the things that I dealt with. I just want to live whatever, 5, 10 years. I don't know how long I have. One thing I noticed from being on testosterone on and off and all the different things, and the fact that I removed my ovaries at 38 years old, that creates problems in your bodies. My heart doesn't function normally. Luckily, I deal with things in a holistic way. But I know that's my fate. The ticker is not, it's not meant to go through all that I put it through. And there's a lot of health issues that people will face by undergoing this, by transitioning, by putting in the wrong amount of hormones in your body. All men and women have a little bit of, like men have testosterone, they have a little bit of estrogen. Women have a little bit of testosterone and more estrogen. Well, when you put the cross-sex hormone in your body that's not equivalent to what your body requires, you're causing yourself a lot of harm. Don't believe me? Just watch the effects as the years go by and see how people's health decline, how they age. I haven't aged as badly as most trans guys have because I've led a very healthy lifestyle. I've eaten healthy. I've gone back and forth on veganism, and then I go and I eat, some animal protein. I listen to my body. I pray, I meditate. I try to have as much of a positive outlook as I possibly can in the world that we're living in. But mark my words, guys, this is not the answer. And it's okay for me to say that. You may not agree with me, and that's great. That's why, we could agree to disagree. I'm not a bad person. I know many of you out there dislike me because I speak my mind. I'm very passionate, I'm very open, and I'm very honest. And people don't like that. They become very intimidated by that. But hey, that's been the story of my life. And that's okay. You either love me or hate me, and that's fine with me. But you know what? I'll always love you no matter what. I'll always forgive you no matter what. All right, guys, take care. I love you, but remember to always, always love yourselves too and each other. Bye-bye.